Today we are going to start with the problem of excess demand. In the previous class, we learned the problem of deficient demand. So both excess demand as well as deficient demand are problem to an economy. Okay, so their deficient demand means production will be that is full employment is more, whereas demand is less. Nobody is ready to spend. That is the concept of deficient demand. Here, just the opposite is excess demand. So, deficient demand, once if you know, as such, every concept will be the opposite here. You can, if this is not clear for you, that is, this page is not clear, you can refer your book also side by side. So, what is excess demand means? Here, demand is greater than aggregate supply. Okay, aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply. So here people's expectation, people are ready to spend more, but the supply is less. That is also problem. So they are not able to, the economy is not able to fulfill the demand. So that is also a problem. So what are the problems they are going to face, consequences, what are the reasons, what are the measures, that only we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay, shall we start? Excess demand means excess of aggregate demand. So demand will be more. So here, who are all the person who will demand as usual? What are the components in an closed economy and what are the components in an open economy? Say anyone. Consumers, investors,
Investor firms,
government,
investment and firms both same. Government, export, import. These are the components of aggregate demand. So these people only will demand. So here, all there we said in the deficient demand that there will be reduction. Here, just the opposite: increase in consumers' demand, increase in investors' demand, increase in government's demand, increase in export. But import, just the opposite: reduction in import. And one more extra we have discussed. What is that? Do you remember?
tax, income tax, increase in
tax will be increasing. So tax will be decreasing. So these are all, when it is increasing, the last two component will decrease. That's just the opposite. Okay. So how to measure? So as usual, who is the father of macroeconomics?
Keynes.
He only gave most of the concepts in macroeconomics. So according to him, excess demand is nothing but aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, corresponding to the full employment in the economy. Here, full employment means, what do we mean actually? Actually, full employment is possible where there is aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply, or another approach, what?
Yes,
Equal
equal
to
to
I approach. Okay, so either these two, if it is equal, we can say it is full employment. Okay, so we shall see the measurement. Measurement means we can measure using the diagram. So closely you just watch the diagram. X-axis always shows what?
income.
Y-axis here
Aggregate demand.
Okay. So to find the equilibrium, which two should be equal? What are the things?
AD and S.
Yes,
AD is
aggregate
equal to
demand and
AS.
aggregate supply must be equal.
Supply.
Very good.
Equal.
So here, which is the aggregate supply curve?
Y.
Y.
45 degree.
Y is the
45
aggregate
Y is equal to
supply.
A.
45 degree is the aggregate supply curve or income curve, both are same. Then which is the aggregate demand? Blue color line or green color line?
Blue color line.
Blue color line. Very good. Okay. So both where it meets, that place is the equilibrium. So here F is the equilibrium. Okay. E is not the equilibrium. F is the full employment equilibrium. So actual equilibrium falls under blue line. Okay. But the demand is what? Demand is more than the full employment. Here, so E is the what we can say. So here this E, from E to F is the excess demand. So the economy is not able to fulfill this demand. So the demand is more. Okay. So we have to, the economy or government or central bank should take some measures to fulfill the people demand or government demand or firms demand, whomever it may be. So all their demands must be fulfilled. They should take some measures to fulfill. Okay, that measurement we will see in the next class. Here we are going to see what are the reasons for this excess demand and the consequences of this excess demand alone. These two concepts only we are going to learn. Up to this, do you have any doubt? Now I will draw and
No,
show
ma'am.
in the whiteboard the same diagram. Okay. So here you just to see in the previous diagram, that is deficient demand, we see there will be line between this. Can you see the arrow mark where I am showing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
From there to here, this line will be the deficient demand line. Whereas here now this E and F are the excess demand. So because actual equilibrium is here, but the demand is more, okay, more than the full employment. Here full employment, we mean all the resources are fully employed. So there is no unemployment problem, there is no underemployment problem. So in the problem inga kadayadu. Okay, but there now demand is more than that. Everyone have employment opportunities, but in spite of that, they are not able to fulfill the demand. Why? What are the reasons? That we should see now. Before that, let me draw and show you this diagram. So x-axis shows income.
Income.
Variable used for income is Y.
Y.
Why?
Next to y-axis shows aggregate demand. So to know the equilibrium, first we should draw 45-degree line. So this is the aggregate supply or income line. So first to maintain the equilibrium, you need aggregate demand curve. The aggregate demand curve will be sloping upwards, as this will have main two components. What are they? If it is a closed economy, C plus I. Okay, consumption and investment aggregate demand component. So this will be the aggregate demand main full employment equilibrium. Aggregate demand, full employment. But the demand is more here. Demand is more than this full employment. This is the aggregate demand, planned one. So here actually the equilibrium, main equilibrium will be here. But there they used equilibrium F. Okay, we can also use the same, no problem. And from this point till this is the excess demand. So this line is the deficient demand. Here excess demand. Excess demand and inflationary gap are one and the same. Angalaki. Okay, so there deficient demand and which one are same? I said
Deflationary gap.
Deflation
gap.
deflationary gap. Okay, so here excess demand and the inflationary gap are same. So any doubt in this diagram? Da? Are you able to follow this diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am.
So after drawing the diagram, yes, ma? Any doubt?
Ma'am, one doubt.
Yes, ma, Dengi.
Ma'am, when in aggregate demand full employment, we will be the full utilization of resources, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But if it is in planned, when there is excess demand, the planned one will not have that much resources, ma'am.
No, resources are fully employed here. In this case, so everyone we are having the employment opportunities are there. So all the resources are fully employed. But from the demand side, okay, still they are demanding more. Okay. So நீ ஃபுல்லா இருக்கிறது எல்லா ரிசோர்சஸ்மே fully occupied. But still our wants are more. Okay. So the economy is not able to fulfill the wants of the consumers, investors, government. Okay. So this also a problem. In spite of this very rare case, okay, in our economy this will never happen. Okay. So if this happens, what problem will come? Means mainly inflation problem will come because all the price level will increase like anything. Okay. So all the products will increase because for any rate the people are ready to purchase because all are employed, everyone are getting more income. Okay, so they want to go on purchase, they want to fulfill their wants fully, they want to fulfill their wants. Okay, da?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You get? Marangi,
Ma'am?
are you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Here, even
Yes,
the
ma'am.
resources, everyone are getting employed. So that what you are getting means you are getting more income. So once if you get more income, you want to go on purchase more. But the resources are less. Okay. So economics means
Yes,
itself what? Wants are unlimited, resources are limited. So we'll go for alternatives. So like that concept only will come in the excess demand. Here they are not able to fulfill the demand of the people. Okay, Madangi.
Yes, ma'am.
The demand is more here. So what are the causes of excess demand? First reason is increase in private consumption expenditure. Okay, so consumption expenditure means the individual expenditure are more here.
Increase.
Yes. So mainly why we are spending more means because of demonstration effect. Demonstration effect means just we are all copycats. Okay, if we see any rich people, we want to just copy their lifestyle. Everyone feels so no when we go to any cities no. So we will be very much eager to follow their lifestyle. So rich people, that is poor people, will follow the rich people behavior. So because of that, consumption expenditure increases. Okay, if you are coming to school, any one of your friends purchase any new things, any different things if they are purchasing, immediately you will also be willing to purchase the same. You will be asking your parents. You see, one of my friend got this. I too need this. So this is called demonstration effect. So high degree of demonstration effect will increase the private expenditure. This is one of the reason. Next reason is increasing investment expenditure. Okay, here there are two situation in business expectation. One is bullish business expectation. The other one is bearish. Okay, these two concepts usually you'll be learning in accountancy. That shares concept you'll be learning.
Bull and bear.
Yes, ma'am.
Bull and bear.
Bull and bear concept.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So bull
Last year, sir.
very good. So bull means here we expect the returns more, profit more during the bullish business expectation. Whereas bearish period, the expectation of profit will be less. Okay. So the producers will not expect high returns during bearish period. We have to bear the loss. So that's bearish. Bullish. So we can expect more returns. எவ்வளோ நீங்க பணம் போட்டு இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணாலுமே அந்த பிசினஸ் ப்ராஃபிட்டபிளா இருக்கும். Okay, during boom period or whatever it may be. Okay, so that investment increase in investment expenditure is also one of the reason for excess demand. So since they are going on investing, investors going on investing, the price level it will increase. So how much ever income we are earning also, we will be able to spend, but the price level will increase. This also will create some problem. So that problem and all we are going to see now. Okay, as a closed economy, these two problems. Once open economy comes, what are the other components get into the picture? Means government expenditure, export, import. Okay, and the tax. And government expenditure, what they will do is, apart from social welfare projects, they will be willing to do some investment projects which are profitable for them also, for the government also. Okay, that type of investment. So can you name that investment? There are two types of investment. Anyone? What are you?
Autonomous
Very good. Super, super. Autonomous and
Autonomous and
induced
induced.
investment. Autonomous
Induced
investment, when
investment.
do they do? During the, if they want only
Induced mode.
social welfare, if they want only social
Even
welfare,
even
when
the
the,
profit is
very
less
good, even the GDP increase or
for
decrease,
social welfare they'll do.
yes,
They have to
autonomous
invest.
investment they will do for the social welfare of the people. Very good, guys.
Decrease.
Whereas induced investment means only if there is
Thank you.
profit, they will do this. So this time, during excess demand, the people will be very much, the government will be willing to invest in the new projects which are profitable, okay, which will give them more returns. So when the government expenditure is more also, this excess demand will happen. Then increase in exports. Okay, so when the exports are in more, because we are selling our products, domestic products to other country, it will be, more income will be there in our country. Okay, so when more income is generated in our economy, this is good for our economy. So that time also excess demand will be there. So everyone will have income in their hand. So they don't know what to do with the income. They are ready to spend. So that much resources should be there to fulfill the demand. Next reason is decrease in imports. So imports are less, but exports are more. Only then excess demand will happen. Okay. Next, cut in tax rate. Tax rate, if they are reducing, so it is benefit for an individual. The disposable income will be more. So in the last class, I told the tax rate. First in the beginning 5,000, then again they are increasing to 5,000, 5,000 plus 5,000, 10,000. If they are increasing the tax, the disposable income will be less or more.
Less for
Less for the people to spend. Here what will happen means 5,000 they are reducing to 4,000. So in such a case, whether it is benefit for the individual or not,
yes,
Benefit.
benefit. So he will have lot of disposable income to spend. Okay, he will be planning to spend more. Okay, he will plan what to purchase. So what else the demand we have? We can purchase this, that, like that. Everything he will plan. Government also will plan. Investors will plan. Okay, so here also the excess demand will happen. Madangi, can you get now this concept? Why they
Yes,
are
ma'am.
demanding more? Yes, Madangi, are you clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The next one is consequences of excess demand. Now we have seen the reasons for the excess demand. Now we are going to discuss about the consequences of excess demand. What are the problems we are going to face if there is excess demand? Any idea? Can anyone tell? Just you think of the opposite of deflationary gap consequences. Here you can
Inflationary gap.
yeah, very good. Three critical situations are there in the economy because of excess demand. What are the three consequences means? Angala, are you listening? Angala, Soumya. Somebody let me check the participants. 116 participants are there. Angala, Gayatri, Soumya,
Ma'am,
Jeev, Giri, Madangi. Yes. Any doubt, Angala?
No, ma'am.
Good. Okay. So now, yes, Giri, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Inflationary gap is the first critical situation of what? Critical situation of excess demand.
excess demand.
Yes. Okay. So the inflationary gap. So the inflationary gap as well as the excess demand both are the same. The same diagram you have to draw for the excess demand as well as the inflationary gap. So did you draw when I was drawing? I think I didn't give time for you to draw. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Will you draw now or you'll be able to draw by yourself?
We will draw by ourselves.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay.
we will
You can
draw.
just, if you find any difficulty, you please share later.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the main problem is inflationary gap in the economy. So in this situation, in a situation of excess demand, the level of output does not rise. So here we mean that is demand is only more, but the output remains the
Output
same,
will be less.
constant, not more or less, constant, because you are employing all the resources and you are producing as much possible. Maximum எவ்வளோ ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமோ எல்லாமே ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணிடுறீங்க நீங்க. இதுக்கு மேல ரிசோர்சஸ் எல்லாம் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்றது. ஸோ இட் வில் பி ஸ்டாட்டிக் தான், ஸ்டாட்டிக் அவுட்புட். தெர் இஸ் நோ இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆர் டிக்ரீஸ். Then in fact it cannot rise the because cannot rise because factors are already fully employed. Okay, so you cannot increase because you have how much resources, 1000 members are there for producing, means 1000 employees also you have employed, no more human resources are there. So how can you increase? That is not possible. So with that 1000 employees you have produced, so output level remains constant. So it's the main important thing you just note down in the pencil in your book. The underlying output level remains constant corresponding to its full employment during inflationary gap. On the other hand, excess demand generates pressure of demand on the existing resources. So here one more what problem will come means with 1000 employees itself, there will be more pressure. Demand is going on there in the economy, so you have to fulfill the demand. With this 1000 employees, they will be asking to produce more number of products. So suppose they are producing 5000 units, means with the 1000 people itself, they have to produce 8000 units. So pressure will be more for them. Okay, so that is also one of the problem. Can you get what I'm saying?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so இருக்கிறவங்கள வச்சே அவங்க அதிகமா அவங்க ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கு. 5000 units produce பண்ற இடத்துல they have to produce 8000 units. Here pressure will be more for the employees. So accordingly, cost of production tends to rise. So the cost of production means what? What is the difference between cost and price?
No, cost means the cost of raw materials, whereas the price means the price of the
Yes, cost of
output.
production. That is
Output
the
product.
cost incurred to produce the product is called cost of production.
Cost
Okay,
of
price means after including all the whatever it may be, that is
Final product.
final
Price of
product
the
when it is
output.
coming to the market after paying tax, everything. So that is the price. Okay, so here cost of production increases. If once cost of production increases, price level also increases.
Increases.
Okay, so this is the problem of what? Inflationary gap in the economy. So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
to measure this? So this can be measured using the same diagram. Okay, you can refer the same diagram. Instead of excess, what name you should write?
Inflationary
Inflationary gap.
Inflationary gap.
Inflationary gap you should write. So this is the diagram which we should draw for inflationary gap. So many times they will not ask the whole concept as such, write excess demand, deficient demand. Sometimes they'll be asking write about inflationary gap alone, or write about deflationary gap alone. Otherwise, problems of inflationary gap, problems of deflationary gap, causes, any one concept they'll be asking to write. Okay, so you can concentrate in one particular thing because you will not find time to complete everything. If they ask everything, what you can write is, you need not write explanation that is increase in government expenditure, increase in, so that heading alone you can write, you need not write explanation which is given inside. So according to the mark, you should only know to manage how to write. Okay, I think you people are smart enough to write that and all. Okay, so first problem is inflationary gap. The second problem is static GDP. So static GDP means there is no increase, no decrease in the GDP. Static. What is the meaning of static? And a synonym can anyone give?
Stationary.
Constant.
Constant.
Does not
ma'am.
change.
Constant. There is no increase or decrease because you are producing the same level of output only. So And moreover, we have to measure in the form of constant price. We should not measure in the form of current price. Current price when you are measuring. So do you remember the real GDP, nominal GDP concept? Do you remember that? Real
Yes,
GDP
ma'am.
is measured
cash.
using current price or constant price? Constant price. Okay, using the base year period. Do you remember in the first lesson we discussed real GDP is measured using constant price, whereas
Constant price.
nominal GDP is measured using current price. Clear? So here we have to consider only real GDP. If we take nominal GDP, what will happen means, sure, the price level will increase. Year by year, if you take, the price level will increase. But we have to compare how much base the same quantity, whether with a constant price, what is the increase? That is the real GDP. Okay, that will give the clear picture. If you have any doubts in this real and nominal, just you have a look at that lesson. Okay, you will get a clear idea. So with the tablet column, I have discussed this in the class. Okay, so once if you go through, you will understand that. Okay, here we should consider only real GDP. So real GDP, if we see, it is static. There is no increase in the GDP level. Income level does not increase, remains constant. The main reason is resources are already fully employed. There is no excess capacity in the economy. Okay, so because of this, GDP remains same. Is it clear now? Why it is GDP is same means you have employed all the resources. So for a salary, that much only they will be able to provide. Because of that, the income we cannot say it is increase. Even if it increases, what we can say is year by year they are giving increment. No, what does it mean? Means since price level increases, they are paying you much, but actual value of money remains the same. I told you many times, 2,000 rupees in 2000. In the year 2000 and 20,000 rupees in year 2020 are same. Why? Because all the price level
Value of-
increases, even though monetary terms are increased, the price level also increases. So 2,000 rupees, how we lead a life, the same life only we are leading for 20,000 also. Is it clear now? So even though monetary terms are more, the GDP remains constant. Clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Two more people is waiting. One is Kaushik Metric. He doesn't know that now. They don't know class. What happened to Gayatri? So this is how explanation given. As I said, that you see here, I'll show you the arrow mark. Here, when we say GDP remains constant, we are referring to real GDP, not the nominal GDP. Underline this point, very important. So real GDP means we are referring in terms of constant price, not the current price.
Correct price.
Okay. So the fact that excess demand leads to a rise in general price level implies GDP at current price rise. Okay, so GDP increases only because of the inflationary gap, but that does not mean it is a real GDP. It's just the current value increases, but real only we should check. Thus, the situation of excess demand, quantum of goods and services produced in the economy remains constant. So we should check whether quantity we have increased. If quantity increases, we can say there is GDP rise in the GDP, we can confirm. But quantity remaining the same, price alone increases, that is not increase in GDP, that is static GDP. Now, did you get the?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Madangi,
Yes, ma'am.
any doubt, Madangi?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So next, excess demand and wage price spiral. So this is also one of the problem. Excess demand and wage price spiral. There, what spiral we discussed in deflationary gap?
Efficiency spiral.
Deficiency spiral.
Deflationary spiral we have discussed. See, 1 minute, anytime the class will get cut. So immediately what you do is the same link you can click. Okay, just we'll complete this and we'll end up, even it will take 10 minutes extra. Okay, ma, clear?
Okay,
Same
ma'am.
link you
Okay.
click. Daily the same link only, ma. I am using permanent link only. So you need not daily, I will not send the link. Same link you can use, no problem. Okay, anytime it will cut because I running out of time. I got the information already. Excess demand and wage price spirals. What is the wage price spiral means? Whether this concept whether it discussed, I don't remember. Due to the cost of production increases, it will affect what? The products.
Price of the
Price of the product will get affected. If price gets affected, okay, so the people, the person who is working, the labors, okay, the labors will ask for demand for more wages. So wages also one of the input of the product.
cost.
Okay, so since wages increasing, again cost of product increases. So when cost of product increases, price level increases. Price level increases, again wage rate increases. This is the wage price spiral. Due to wage, price increases. Due to price, wage increases. So this will go on, keep on rotating like a circle. Okay, so that is the spiral. We cannot even come out from this wage price spiral. So this wage price spiral given in 4 points in detail. So because of excess demand, so you are getting more income, so you are able to demand more. If you are demanding more, cost of production consequently it will increase. Cost of production will increase. Once cost of production increases, there will be rise in the general price level. So what is the meaning of general price level increase? What term we will use?
Product.
No. General price level increases. What is the name? Inflation or deflation?
Inflation.
Inflation.
Yes.
Inflation.
Okay. So general price level increases. Since general price level increases, the price leads to cost of living. Right? The cost of living also rises. So once cost of living rises, immediately the laborers will bargain for more wages. So wages increases. So this will keep on go like so wage catch prices and prices catch wages. This will be like a spiral. So this spiral in turns it into hyperinflation. So there are different types of inflation like creeping inflation, walking inflation, uh, running inflation, hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is the highest. So we cannot even control that type of inflation is the hyperinflation. So which becomes a serious problem in the economy. Okay, so inflation itself is a problem. So hyperinflation is very serious problem. The price level will be more. Even to get a smaller product, just a small, very essential product, the cost will be very high. Okay, we cannot afford. So it's very great problem. The economic stability will be there. There will not be any increase in our GDP level. So that is one of the main problems. So these are the 3 main reasons. So next one is loss of profit. Okay, the last consequences, loss of profit. So same like deficient demand, excess demand also will incur the loss of profit. So why loss of profit? So here demand is more no, ma'am. So everyone are getting employment. Why their profit is less? Tina? So here output remains the same. So in such case, profit we are not able to get as we required. Okay, so we are not. So there is a loss because we cannot fulfill the demand in the economy. So for this, what example you can say is, suppose if you are going to a shop and you want something, so you mobile iPhone, you want, you are demanding. So that particular product, same product, 10 members are demanding. So you have only 2 available. So they are not able to produce immediately. Immediately production cannot be done. It will take 3 or 4 months to produce. So in such a case, how many members demand you are not able to fulfill? 8 members. But they are ready to pay how much ever amount you are asking. You are a shopkeeper. You are they are ready to pay you how much ever you are asking. But you are not able to fulfill their demand. So what will happen to that firm or industry? Everything, profit will be reduced. So loss of profit. So this is the situation. you are not able to fulfill the demand. Clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in short, excess demand is not virtuous. Virtuous means, write down the meaning, good. It is not good, but vicious. Vicious means it will like a spiral. Because of one reason, the other